Hello and welcome to the Oikos Family Podcast. I'm Sonja Wood. Thank you for joining me. In today's podcast, I would like to share with you a short story from The King's Daughter and Other Short Stories for Girls. I mentioned in the previous podcast of the value that we found and gained from these short stories. Consequently, I narrated the book, and it's got about approximately 40 stories in it, short stories and little poems and so on. But the value of these stories to us was extremely rich and good and wholesome. Good old-fashioned literature with wonderful morals and opportunities of stories that we can read aloud and then use the content to help us in our parenting and help us to teach a lesson, or just for a child to listen to it on their own, and just the little seeds to be sprinkled in their hearts, and hopefully it will support them in their journey through life. So I'm going to share one of those short stories here in today's podcast, and I hope you enjoy it. And I hope if one of your children is listening to it, or if you think of a friend or somebody that you think it might be supportive to or helpful for, that is the point. I hope it will be helpful and that you will enjoy it. So thank you for joining me and enjoy the story. The Dangerous Door. Oh, Cousin Will, do tell us a story. There's just time before the school bell rings. And Harry, Kate, Bob, and little Peace crowded about their older cousin until he declared himself ready to do anything they wished. Very well, said Cousin Will. I will tell you about some dangerous doors I have seen. Oh, that's good, exclaimed Bob. Were they all iron and heavy bars? And if one passed in, did they shut and keep them in forever? No, the doors I mean are pink or scarlet. And when they open, you can see a little row of servants standing all in white, and behind them is a little lady dressed in crimson. What? That's splendid, cried Kate. I should like to go in myself. Ah, it's what comes out of these doors that makes them so dangerous. They need a strong guard on each side, or else there is great trouble. Why, what comes out? Said little Peace with wondering eyes. When the guards are away, said Cousin Will, I have known some things to come out sharper than arrows, and they make terrible wounds. Quite lately I saw two pretty little doors, and one opened, and the little lady began to talk like this. What a stuck-up thing Lucy Waters is! And did you see that horrid dress made out of her sister's old one? Oh, yes, said the other little crimson lady from the other door. And what a turned-up nose she has! Then poor Lucy, who was around the corner, ran home and cried all evening. I know what you mean, cried Kate, colouring. Were you listening, Cousin Will? Oh, you mean our mouths are the doors, exclaimed Harry. And the crimson lady is Miss Tongue. But who are the guards, and where do they come from? You may ask the great king. That is what you must say. Set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth. Keep the door of my lips. And then he will send patience to stand on one side and love on the other, and no unkind word will dare come out.